And Mike Alakayleh is going to be, I believe, on the play here. Lance Behrens was on the play game 1 and lost. Mike Alakayleh on the play game 2 and lost. And now we're back to Mike Alakayleh once again on the play. Semi-celebrity Judge James Elliott there on the left.
Yeah.
If you're from the greater Midwest, you have definitely seen him at tournaments ranging from, I want to say, the Dakotas down and over to Ohio. Do you have a horse in this race, or are you an impartial observer?
A little bit of an impartial observer, I'd say. I am charmed by the mono green deck. I think I'd like to see it make the final. It's really fun.
I am charmed. It's excellent to meet you. I understand you have an ooze problem. Well, it's working out for you.
Lance now, though, our sole undefeated player in the tournament.
Obviously, he would want to see that continue, but we'll have to find out if it will. For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan. I'm in the booth with Matthias Hunt. And this is the Star City Games Live Open Series in, I guess we can say, sunny, not quite St. Louis. It's Collinsville, Illinois. We're pretty close to St. Louis, though. On the right, Lance Behrens, our sole undefeated player today from this weekend. Other player that was undefeated, just fell. Adam Prozac playing the mono blue Delver deck, Wizards, one person's calling it. He was defeated by Caleb Durward playing Nyapod. On the left in this match, playing their final game, Mike Alakayleh with mono green Dungrove Elder.
And so, Mike Alakayleh on the play here, checking through his hand.
The last time that Mike had a strong, that Lance had a strong finish at one of these events was in Atlanta, where he got 10th place, just barely out of the top 8. This is his first top 8 here in St. Louis-ish. I like that, St. Louis-ish. I kind of wonder, for Mike's tournament experience this weekend, whether or not he's had a lot of, how do I want to put it, narrowed eyes and secretive, guffaws at his Predator Oozes all day. I mean, he's been winning with them, but it's not exactly a card that people have respected.
I don't think you shouldn't disrespect a card like that. It's a powerful card. I mean, the reason we don't see much of it is because it costs 3 green mana.
I agree that it's a powerful card, but I also know that one of the things about Magic players, and a lot of you know this about yourself, that unless someone has won with it, a lot of people don't like it.
That's absolutely true.
And so here we're seeing a kind of I don't know what I want to call it, a real debut of Predator Ooze on a competitive scene. Lance Behrens with a mulligan. Mike Alakayleh starts with a very unexciting turn 1 forced go, as opposed to Avacyn's Pilgrim, which is a much better start for Lance Behrens. Turn 2.
The funny thing about Mike Alakayleh's deck, as we saw last time,
late to the party, birds,
is that he has so many one mana creatures. Sorry, he doesn't have so many. He has 7. And I think each time we've seen him, he has not had one in play.
Well, he's got 7 plus 2 trackers.
So Lance, all 3 of his colors online. See what he's going to get put together here. Another bird.
There's a bird. Attack for 1. Let's pretend that Mike were to somehow get a Dungrove into play next turn via numerous ways. Lance, if he miracled a bonfire, would be able to kill the whole team on the other side. 4 mana. Green Suns. Is it going to be for Ooze, though? I actually like getting an Ooze here better.
I do too. In this creature-based matchup, I'd rather have a Predator Ooze. It doesn't die. It's
there we
early in
go.
the game,
There's the Ooze.
and he's going to do it. All right.
I don't think I see a Dismember. Maybe I'm wrong.
As long as he can dodge these 2 Dismembers from Lance Behrens, absolutely. This Ooze can have its way.
I think I see a bonfire in Lance's hand.
That won't do that much.
Okay, I see a Huntmaster.
Classic Wolf Run from Lance Behrens. So Lance has been on a multi-6 ramping very quickly. See what threat he can get down now.
For Huntmaster. Huntmaster, gain 2 life, make a wolf.
Comes into play. Lance goes up to 22. And birds will make another bird.
Okay, lots of mana there for Lance.
Lance, remember, with no big finisher, there's no Elesh Norn for him to slam next turn.
And the Ooze sitting there. Ooze +1. 2-power Ooze now.
Ooze will eventually take over this game. You just got to make sure that he doesn't die in the process. What actually might be almost unbeatable for Lance if Mike sent us for a second Ooze here.
No, that's not bad either.
That's pretty good. So Alakayleh jumps up to 25 life, and his Ooze starts the slow process of growing.
Lance, I think, needs a sort of Feast and Famine right now. Or, for that matter, a Dismember for that Ooze. 24-20.
And Miracle Bonfire here for Lance Behrens. Not the amazing spell you'd expect it to be, but still, still pretty good.
Trying to figure out for how much, though.
Well, at least 3. Maybe just 5. Maybe 5. It depends if he has another play in his hand, but I'm inclined to say
All
5.
in. There we go. 5 damage to the whole team over there. Mike drops to 19, and he ends up having a beast show up after losing his Thrag Tusk plus Bird.
This really showcases the strength of Predator Ooze. There's a lot, and if this were a Naya Mir, that would have been the game.
Yeah, I imagine you would be happy with the Dungrove Elder a lot of times, but the Dungrove Elder would have just died.
Right. Wolfir Silverheart, if paired to a 1/1, would have died. There's a few cards that actually deal well with the Bonfire for 5 or more. The Predator Ooze is one of them, and
Drag Tusk is another.
Yeah.
Mike comes in with the Ooze again, leaving the Beast back for defense.
So that puts it up to 2 counters on Predator Ooze.
3-3. I predict that Lance will let it hit him.
Yeah, it'll take 5 swings. At this point, starting with 3, yeah, it'll take 5 swings of it. Of Predator Ooze to kill him. So that's about where Lance will have to start blocking.
You mean starting with this swing? I'm sorry, this was what I make.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So this is hit number 1. 4 more gets him.
Green Suns for 1. Wow.
He must have
getting the tracker.
Yeah, getting Ulfenvault tracker. Which, is actually very good. You can't kill it with Huntmaster, remember.
I wouldn't mind getting another Ooze.
Yeah, well, I think another Ooze is probably a safer play.
If Lance does have a Bonfire in his hand, he can cast the Bonfire for 1, 2.
Yeah, the real question is, how does Lance beat just a second Predator Ooze?
I know when I've played Ooze against zombies, it just seemed unbeatable when you put down the second Ooze.
Right.
The first Ooze was a stopper, and the second Ooze was game over. Oh,
another
wow.
miracle.
He's like, okay, let me think for a second. I think what we're going to see here is if he has the mana... No, he does not have the mana to double Bonfire this turn.
No, I think we're going to see another Bonfire for 5.
Another Bonfire for 5.
I said, wish it was another Predator Ooze, but Lance staying in this, getting miracling twice. Bonfire, so the Stranglegeist will undie, the Tracker leaves, the Beast leaves.
Man, I would love to have seen 2 oozes. I think Mike might be out of cards.
I believe he has 1 and is drawn to 2 cards now.
Mike has to be careful that Huntmaster doesn't flip on him.
Well, the thing about these Bonfires for 5 is Lance is actually successfully racing here.
He's got a Kessig Wolf run here, too.
Right, Lance can... Right, it's... this is no slouchy story. Lance can get this game. Dungrove
only a 4/4. Pretty small.
Now, I imagine we will see a swing from the Wolf and a pass from Lance Behrens. Unless he also, yeah, he doesn't have 9 mana to Bonfire for 4 from hand. He does have a Thragtusk in hand, but that can wait. I think you need to flip the Huntmaster to get rid of Stranglerootgeist.
Thragtusk.
They're going to go with the Thragtusk. So Lance moves up to 18, but not afforded any attacks from that play. Going to pass it back.
2 cards in Mike's hand, about to be 3.
Fifth lad for Mike Alakayleh.
Makes his Dungrove a 5/5.
Yep. Also, I guess there could be a gamble on Lance's part. If he feels that Mike's hand's getting low on cards, he might just kind of cross fingers, hope that Mike's going to flip his Huntmaster for him. And look, no such luck.
Ooze? Oh, Crushing Vines.
There's nothing to go. On a Bird of Paradise?
I think he's doing this to keep the Huntmaster from flipping. I think that's his only spell.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is Mike stopping the attacks?
No, you. Oh.
I think
you can't. You gotta keep hitting with the ooze. That's. The other guy's got a Kessig Wolf run. Eventually, it's going to trample over and kill you. I don't think you can ever stop attacking with the ooze.
And plus, your opponent does have access to Dismember. You want to get that ooze up to a 6/6. And that is cute. Oh wow, Cavern, and he puts a human token on it there. And I think we're going to see the Huntmaster flip. Here comes the Wolf, as you were talking about before. And the ooze happily blocks it. It gets trampled for quite a bit there. What is that?
Runs it for 3, so it'll trample over. Actually, only for 2. That's pretty reasonable.
And the ooze becomes a bigger 5/5 now. It's almost ready to survive a Dismember. But remember, Zealous Conscripts are in the mix here from Lance.
Right. If the ooze gets big enough on a block, then he still has a 2-turn clock with it. Huntmaster the Fells flips, shoots Mike down to 11, kills the Stranglerootgeist. And another
Dungrove.
No more
that
Dungrove
is
Elder.
A lot of power. 15 power sitting there. Of course, a Kessig Wolf run. I think that Mike's play of getting that Ulvenwald tracker was just too greedy. I think if he had gotten a Predator Ooze number 2 there, that he would just be in complete control of this game. Lance Behrens sitting pretty here with Castic Wolf Run, 18 life and a lot of creatures. He's got a bonfire in his hand. Three mana. Oh, maybe not. All on the bird, which attacks. That is +3 on the birds. Take 3 damage, Mike.
Just +2.
Isn't there a land below that cavern?
It's a human token.
No, I mean below it. I could have.
Possibly.
Might be 2 damage, might be 3. Probably 2. You're probably right there.
And Revenge of the Hunted on Predators.
Oh boy! Wow.
That's gonna make a very, very big attack. That's actually. Is that gonna make? That's gonna make for lethal attack, isn't it?
Maybe. That is going to be
11 trample, which 7 sucked up. So
no,
he
12
takes
trample.
4.
Because it gets
12
bigger.
Trample, so he
Unless
takes
he
5
didn't forget.
plus 12. He's gonna go to 1. And this looks like a victory here for Mike
it's
Alakayleh.
12 Dungrove.
Yep.
Plus
5 from the Trampling Predators.
11, 7.
Yeah, so it's going to put drop Lance down to 1. Make a very large Predators.
So Lance, I believe, now needs... He gets a beast as long as he doesn't forget it. There it is. Lance now needs a Conscripts, and he wins?
So Conscripts will get it for him. I can't think of another card that does. So, alright. Here's his
Dismember,
chance.
a little too late.
And he
There's
has
the
it.
Conscripts.
And Lance Behrens. Wow. Gets through that with the Zealous Conscripts. It was in his hand. Question is, does Mike survive that if he holds back a Dungrove Elder? I believe so. Close game for both of them, though. Drops Lance to 1, but Lance Behrens continues his undefeated streak into the finals against Caleb Durward with a 2-1 victory over Mike Alakayleh.